Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thank you so much for dropping by, subscribers, everybody, the whole usual hellos. We hope you're doing well. Um, yes, first off, we're going to cover two subjects here. The first one is why we haven't put out a video in a week, and the second one is Yamashita's golden treasure and the two expats I've met that are hunting it down and what it means. So let's get started. All right. Yes, we have not put out a video this month, and I'm going to tell you very quickly, this week, and I'm going to tell you very quickly why. First off, Arlene is out of town. She's in the province at Fiesta, family reunion, whole nine yards. You know how that goes if you know anything about the Philippines. All right, she flew down to Mindanao, as she does. And so all my buddies, even other couples, all right, say, hey, Mike, Arlene's not in town. Come to dinner. Let's go have dinner. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. They've kept me busy. Part of being an expat is enjoying retirement, and you do stay busy with your friends and acquaintances. Number two, the other day, all right, which would be the day that I would have normally started creating videos for the week. That would have been like Tuesday. I go to breakfast. I have this encounter that I'm going to tell you about. And then secondly, after breakfast, I'm going to take my shower. I'm going to shave. I'm going to get dressed in another different set of clothes. And I'm going to prepare for the rest of my day. I'm going to make a video or at least do research and this and that. So I'm shaving in the shower as I do every day. And you can't see it. All right. But there's just this little tiny nick here. I'm shaving and somehow I managed to shave the top of my nose. Now, I didn't cut it with the razor. It's not like a slice. I literally, I didn't nick it. All right. I shaved off the top layer of skin, approximately 2/3 the size of a pencil eraser. This son of a bitch bled for more than 24 hours. So I had this big bandage, bloody. I have to change it every hour. I mean, it's just leaking blood. All right. Can't make a video looking like that. That's for sure. It did change some of the plans. My buddy says, my best friend, it's been his birthday week, and we've been encountering all of that. So now, that's why. It's not bleeding now, you can see. All right. Here we go. Yamashita's gold. Now, if you're an expat in the Philippines, if you're coming to the Philippines, if you've done any research on the Philippines, it's hard for me to imagine many of you have not heard of or know about Yamashita's golden treasure. And I've met two expats now that are hunting for Yamashita's gold. And I'm going to tell you about them. I think they're kind of interesting, to say the least. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, and I guess I should say this. Number one, if you are aware and you know additional information and you have certain beliefs and everything that goes along with that, share it in the comments. Tell us what you think. Number two, do you think there's just about as much bullshit to these stories as I guess we would think? So a couple of years ago, right after pandemic ended and the country opened, I met a guy at breakfast he's an American, and he is looking for Yamashita's gold. And I knew about Yamashita gold. There have been Discovery Channel documentaries. There have been Netflix documentaries. There have been regular documentaries. There's tons of news articles over the years about the previous Marcos regime. I don't mean that negatively. I mean just, Marcos number 1 versus Marcos number 2, looking for Yamashita's gold. And the story sort of goes like this. General Yamashita was a Japanese general during World War II, and somehow or another, he is the head honcho for dealing with all the looting of gold, precious gems, and art throughout all of Asia that Japan was taking over. Now, the part that kind of strikes me as strange is, why would he have brought this to the Philippines? Why wouldn't he have just brought it to Japan? Why? I mean, the Philippines was never a great stronghold. It was always a vulnerable linchpin logistically and everything that goes along with it. And Philippines, it's not like he looted all of this. There's the estimates of how much gold and treasure, all right, by various documentaries, by various newscasters, by people that have been somewhere between hundreds of millions and hundreds of billions. So, you get to the point, all right, where, quite frankly, you got to start thinking, wait a minute, how much bullshit is involved in this? This is a big deal. But, this guy firmly believes in it. Now, there have been legal lawsuits. A guy found a golden Buddha, all right, claims it was part of Yamashita's treasure, and he had to fight with the Philippine government for years and years and years about confiscation of it and how much it was worth and getting compensated, all right, and this was a Filipino guy. What the reality is in that, I'm not sure. So the first guy, he's an American, all right, and I still see him on occasion here in Angeles. All right, he lives here. I know it. I see him going down the street once in a while. I see him dropping off for breakfast once in a while. Nice guy, very nice guy, very serious, very realistic. So this past Tuesday, before my little shaving incident, I have breakfast. What was it? Ace Bachelor Cool showed up, actually, I think it was. He showed up, we laughed and joked and talked about a couple of different things. And then he left and I was leaving and I ran into another guy. Now, this guy was an Australian and somebody I've never seen before, but he's an expat. He lives here in Angeles, and he says he's been hunting for Yamashita's gold for going on 15 years. And that it's very real, that there's a whole cartel behind hiding it, that parts of it have already been found, that it's so ultra secret, that there's billions and billions, and it's hidden by, in these caves and other places all over in the Philippines. And I just can't help but think, I know that we want to chase the rainbow. We want, as expats, all right, and as explorers or whatever, adventurous people, we want to chase that rainbow. But which rainbow am I talking about? Are you being as elusive as the perfect Filipino partner? Or are you being is Yamashita's treasure or gold as elusive as the perfect woman, the perfect retirement? I don't know. I do know this. I do know that there, where there's smoke, there's fire. Is there some form of Yamashita's gold out there? Is there treasure, whatever? So supposedly there's artwork. Supposedly there's gold in bars, coins, statues. I mean, and none of it, not none of it, but most of it would not have actually come from the Philippines. And it does make sense that a lot of it would be up here in Luzon, because this was the final, northern escape from the invading allies, as the allies took the Philippines over or recaptured the Philippines and liberated it back during World War II. This is the direction the Japanese army went. And these things are out there, but, again, are you more likely to find a good Filipino wife as you are to find Yamashita's gold? I think some of you are going to say you're more likely to find Yamashita's gold. I mean, there's so much bad press out there. I can't. It's hard for me to relate to some of this bad press that Filipinos get. I mean, I do understand some of it, but my wife, very typical, very, very culturally sensitive Filipina, all right? She is a solid rock, okay? And she's been to America. She lived in America. She's been exposed to westernized situations. She has a social security number. She has a green card. She is, in all, all aspects, what some of you think you should never do. Arlene didn't have any trouble integrating into the U.S. Not only that, but she makes sure that I take decent or applicable care of myself. Like before Arlene went out of town, she made a lot of food, packaged it up, little Tupperwares and stuff, and said, here you go. All right, you're either going to do Grab, you're going to go to the rooftop. Oh, speaking of which, the rooftop. So I made this video last night, and I didn't like it. I really and truly did not like it. But I was at the rooftop, and I went and had dinner. And, it's so convenient for me, us, my wife and I, we just do this. We just simply, let's see how that goes. There we go. We just hop out of our room, hop in the elevator, go up to the rooftop, or we could go downstairs to the indoor restaurant and order dinner. And that's what we do. So my wife says, these are your choices. You can go to the rooftop, you can go out with your buddies, all right? Or you can eat what I make. And what does she make, man? She made this great big old batch of beef stew. All right. She made a great big old batch of what she calls taco soup. And that's what the recipe calls it. It's a real thin, runny type of chili, but damn, it's good. All right. She made a couple of other things. And quite frankly, I've eaten most of it. I don't have to go out for dinner or breakfast every day. That's for sure. But I guess what I'm getting at here is two things. The first one is if you know about Yamashita's gold or you've heard about Yamashita's treasure, do you believe it? Do you believe that it's real, or do you believe it's just media hype and bullshit? And why? Why do you believe it's real? All right, there are stories out there, but there are stories out there that I can't prove or disprove. That's for sure. Secondarily to that, is treasure as elusive as a good Filipino partner? Is it that damn hard? Are they so difficult to find? I don't get it. I really don't. But in the comments, let us know what you think. Otherwise, we wish you a great day. Be safe. Take care. Thanks so much. Subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Bye.